All right, hello, hello, hello. We are back for another IVM chat. I'm an IVM affiliate. I am taking a compounded semaglutide and tirzepatide. I've tried both. Today we're talking about compounded GLP-1s. So just give me a second while I make sure that we're good here. And then on my computer, I'm gonna bring up a picture. Pardon my husband and my son, they're just heading upstairs. On my Beacons page, which is my link in bio, is where I have my IVM stuff hosted. There's also a disclaimer there, which I'm going to pull up, but I also have a before and after picture on the screen. And I just want to find it. Where is my, no. Okay, we're going to go into this one. There it is. Perfect. I want to have that on my laptop too, so when I flip to show you guys. All right, so my journey is different. I feel like everybody's journey is different. So let's start there. Okay, so I've been with IVM Health since July, and I'm still in my during phase. So I feel like everybody shows before and afters, and I show my before and during. So that's what's a little bit different about me. I'm still on my journey. I still have about 40, 50 pounds that I would like to lose. But I'm in a really good place, and I feel like I started slow and steady. And I feel like sometimes that makes people more successful. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Kurt. Hi, Chelsea. So in my link in bio, so if you go to my Beacons page, which I always talk about, it looks like this. And if you scroll up, so you just tap my head and you tap my head again, what we're talking about today is under my text block, which is right here. It's this green V. This is the link to the IVM landing page where you can get started. You can get started for $0. Your medication is going to cost about $99 a month. We also have a $75 membership fee, but that locks you into the price point of $99 a month for your medication. And you also get entered into this beautiful community, which is huge. There's thousands of people in the community. It's hosted on Circle, which is kind of like a Discord, but it's Circle. And there's different spots for all different types of people, right? There's a spot for men, there's a spot for PCOS, diabetes, all kinds of things. There's also health tips, fitness, recipes, there's support for having bad days and, losing pounds and plateaus, and everything you could ever imagine is in there. There's also nutrition coaching, there's also a little bit of health life coaching. IVM also offers unlimited amounts of provider call visits, which you can get on their website. So once you become a client of theirs, you're on the website, you can tap virtual waiting room and you can get right in. Hi Blizzy, hi Sean, hi England, hi Brian. So you can literally talk to somebody within 5 to 10 minutes, which is great. I think that that's super important because I had side effects, and a lot of people ask me like, okay, tell me about your side effects. And I feel like I have the embarrassing one. So I was super constipated. And I also have been involved with 2 other companies that I have gotten my medication from. First being a med spa, and I loved that experience. It was great. However, the medication wasn't the right one for me, which is totally fine. And then I started with another company, and this company was just online through email, and it was really bad, and it was really difficult because I would tell them what I'm experiencing and they would offer no help, and then they would be like, what dose are you on? What do you need? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to talk to somebody to ask questions. So I actually ended up going to my PCP, and then I ended up going to the emergency room. So there's that. So I love IVM because I can literally just jump in and talk to them. And then I can say, hey, these are the problems that I'm having. I'm super constipated. I can't go to the bathroom. What can I do? Like TMI, whatever. It is what it is with these medications. Hey, E. And I think that for me, I wasn't taking in enough protein. I wasn't drinking enough water. I needed magnesium in my supplement list. And I also needed to have more fiber intake, right? But the guy from the other company was not giving me that information, was no help to me at all. So when I ended up going to the emergency room, that was really unfortunate and it could have been avoided had I had better support. So with IVM, I love that any day of the week I can just go on there during their business hours, jump in and be like, hey, I need help. I'm not doing well. And they're right on it, and they're providers, right? So they know exactly what they're doing. What I'm trying to share though is free consultation. So we had this deal rolling where you would get your first monthly membership of $75 free. Thank you for the gifts. I heard something, I see something. Thank you. I love you. But where was I? There was a good roll there. Where were we going? ADHD. It's gone. Poof. Oh, the free consultation. That took a minute. Hey, I'm back. So if you sign up in the link in my bio, you just look for this IVM link right here. Oh, what happened? Wake up. Okay, so this is my beacons page over here. Like if you tap the link in my bio, this is what you're gonna get. So underneath my text block right here is the V. So just tap that green V and it brings you to IVM's landing page and you start for $0. The consult is a $50 value. It's completely free. You can go in, you can ask all of your questions. Hello, clean bottom, hi. So if that helps, it's free. However, what I was going to say is for April and for March, we had this promo where you were going to get your first membership fee waived. I don't know if that's going to continue. I don't think so because it was like a promo for March and April. So in May, I'm not sure what it's going to be. So if you've ever thought about how, a GLP-1 like would work for you, or if it's something that you want to try, or if you think that maybe you just have questions, maybe you're skeptical, this is your time to jump in and just ask questions. It's free. So, how to make money. I wish I had a better answer other than work, but right now it's just work. So I think it would be a good idea if you guys are questioning it to just ask questions, because that's what I did at first, because I was super scared and I was super skeptical because I wasn't sure how I was going to feel. I was super afraid of side effects. I was super afraid of my own shadow. So I wasn't sure if it was going to work for me, but literally within a day or two, my food noise was gone. So for me, I'll just speak to my own personal experience with it. When my food noise was gone, I stopped craving crap. Did my phone just shut off? That's weird. That's suspicious. See if we can get that back on. My food noise was literally gone. So I was no longer craving snacks, no longer craving carbs, no longer craving soda. And without taking those things in, then I started to feel like, whoa, okay, maybe there's something here for me. Maybe this is something that I need, because I was just an overeater my whole life. Hi, Javier. I'm so cute. Thank you so much. If you're talking to me, thank you. My nose is beautiful. That's very kind of you. So yeah, I'm just thinking out loud here, but without the medicine, I feel like I would still be not in control. And that's the biggest part, is like, I mean, the pictures don't lie. I was just miserable and I had no self-control over what I was eating, which sucked. Hold on one second, can we resume? Hey, okay, and we're back. I plugged in, I reset, but we're still here. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. Glad that we're still rolling. Hi, okay. So what I was saying is that I was no longer craving carbs, cookies, soda, and it kind of changes your life in the sense of like, you think you want these things, but then you no longer want them. The food noise being gone is huge for most people. Some people, like there's, random people who just don't experience that, which is really, really rare. But for most people, the best side effect is not craving anything, is not being hungry, is not feeling hungry. So for me, I feel like that was the best thing that could have happened to me, because I was always an overeater. I would eat 4 slices of pizza and hope that there was a 5th or 6th one for me. I would eat a buffet style, like Thanksgiving dinner, and be like, can I have seconds? I'd always be hungry after I ate food. I'd never felt full. I was completely insatiable all the time. So that's been really hard for me growing up, especially like even as a child. I remember being at my grandma's house telling her that I was hungry, and she'd be like, "You just ate." And I'm like, "But I'm still hungry." And she'd be like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Cookies, fried bologna sandwich with cheese, and hot cocoa and ice cream." And she'd be like, "You just ate dinner." So I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's an emotional thing or a psychological thing or if it's just my personal body, but I was always hungry, 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 hungry all the time. And I was miserable. So after I had my son, that's where this picture is from. This was 2019. This picture right here, the one that well, I can blow this up for you. So this, I was so miserable. Like I can't even describe to you like how embarrassed I felt to even go anywhere. Like I had to wear clothes from places that I didn't like to shop from. Nothing fit me well. I would walk and I would sweat. I would blink and I would sweat. I was just moody, and please ignore my ex-husband. But I was moody and I was miserable, and I felt like I just wanted to live a sedentary lifestyle. So I would just literally sit on the couch or just lay down all day and I wouldn't move. And I got into this rut where I didn't want to help myself. And then I did try to lose weight and I plateaued and I couldn't get any further on my own. And I finally had to say like, okay, hey, I need help with weight loss. And that's okay. There's so many people who feel shame around asking for help for weight loss. And I say this all the time, but I can't stand when we see like a celebrity who's in the public eye, like Meghan Trainor or Kelly Clarkson, and everybody is commenting on their bodies and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, you look so amazing." And then you see all these comments about Ozempic or, whatever, like it must be this, it must be that. And I'm like, who cares? Who cares how they got there? What matters is that they are the healthiest versions of themselves, whatever that looks like. So I kind of just want to smash the stereotypes, smash the body shaming, and just get rid of that thought that like, oh, I need help to lose weight and that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. There are some of us who just can't get up every day and go to the gym and lose weight. There's different things that we have against us, diabetes, PCOS. There's so many different things. Every single person's blood making system and body is different. So no shame. And also, if you sign up, like your privacy is protected. I won't know. Nobody will know. You can have a private journey or you can have a public journey. That's completely up to you. So let me just sneak at the comments real quick. You look great. Thank you. Glad to see you're feeling good with your health. Yes, Cece. I feel like I just really needed to do something. I was at a loss. I was feeling like I couldn't move my body, and I was feeling just when I was snoring, my neck would be in the way. Like there was just all these little things, right? That now I feel like I still have those things, but they're not as bad. So I'm breathing better, I'm eating better, I'm sleeping better, I'm feeling better, I have more energy, I'm running around with my kids a bit more. Slow and steady definitely wins the race here. And I feel like, it's not an overnight thing for everyone. Some people can take this medicine and drop 20, 30 pounds real quick. Not me. I had to kind of also change what I was eating, intake, up my water intake, and just really, move my body. And for me, I have to do all of them. For me, I'm one of those tough bodies that needs everything. I need like the four: the water, the food, the workouts, and the compounded GLP-1. But I will say that without the compounded GLP-1, I would still be eating the way that I was before. And the way that I was eating was awful. I would eat fast food morning, lunch, dinner, sometimes when I would go to work, back when I lived in Connecticut in like 2019, in the photo where I was at my largest at over like 265, like almost, I'm 5'6" too. So for me, that it sucked to be there. But like I would get up in the morning and I would go to Dunkin' Donuts, and then I would go to McDonald's on my lunch because it was right nearby the place that I worked. And then on my way home, I would hit up Wendy's, all in the one day. A, how expensive is that? B, how toxic is that? And C, I was weight eating that way. So yeah. Anyways, this is my Beacons page. You can get there by tapping my head and then tapping my head again. And in my bio, you know, everybody says link in bio. That's what this is. That's what Beacons is. So when you scroll up past my text block where I have my email and my contact information, you're going to look for this green V. So if you go there right now and you just plug in your information, it takes like 2 minutes to qualify. And then after you're done with that, you're gonna get like a screen that's gonna pop up that's gonna allow you to book your free consultation call, and you can book that out for tomorrow or another day or whatever. But get on that, because that free $75 monthly membership fee that we are waiving might end tomorrow night. So definitely go book your free consult. It's free. You have nothing to lose. You can ask all of your questions. So get in there and ask your questions. I'm not gonna spell anything because that often causes a trap. Thanks for asking though. You think that I look lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm stuck right now. I was on a GLP-1 but stopped. Depression and grief has a hold on me. I get it. I was there. I'm still there sometimes. I feel like when I'm off my compounded GLP-1 medication, I pack on weight really fast. Some people don't. But for me, I think I'm probably going to be the kind of person that needs to reach my goal weight and then take a maintenance dose. Because I've experienced what my life looks like off of a GLP-1 after losing, and that sucked. I packed on 30 pounds real quick. But now I feel like, you know, I'm in better care. I have, you know, the providers that I get to talk to, and stomach-wise, I feel so much better about where I am today versus where I was. However, now I'm dealing with skin. So I do have, you know, jiggly skin, and that's going to be my next battle. However, the most important thing is that my personal blood work, because of every change that I have made, thanks to IVM, my blood work looks better. And that's amazing. And I can fit in those jeans that I couldn't fit in for the longest time. So I love it. I also love who I work with. I love how the company cares for people. And I'm able to get in there and say, hey, I'm having a really hard time, and I feel like I'm not really losing weight. I feel constipated. I feel like I can't increase my dose because I'm constipated, and that is causing me to not lose weight. And now I'm getting sad and I feel defeated, and everybody else has this great success story. And they're like, cool, let's handle that. Let's dig in and let's get you straightened out, because that's what they do. So don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Definitely talk to an IVM provider, because they're going to clear everything up for you. And be so skeptical. Ask all the questions. That's what they're there for. I'm with IVM Health. So once again, it's in the link in bio, and you're going to look for this green V. They gave me this cool backpack, but this green V right here in brackets is the link in my bio. And yeah, I think I also have a hat. It's a little warm here in Arizona, but I did wear it in the winter. But yes, IVM Health. It looks like IVM or IVM, but it's IVM, IVIM, with the green bracket. So let's talk about shipping your medication. So let's say you sign up tomorrow. Like, let's say you go into the link in my bio right now and you sign up for a free consultation. Okay, let's say they approved you to start, and you just have to put your payment information and you get started. They're gonna ship your medication in 2 days. 2 days, free shipping. And also you can get on a call and you can make sure that it's the right dose, it's the right medication, you're on the right plan. You can talk about nutrition, you can talk about what you're gonna eat, what you're not gonna eat, what you could try, maybe what you should stay away from, because that's what they specialize in. So when you see like all these people who are talking about their compounded GLP-1 journeys online, I just want you to be very, very careful, because some of them come from companies that I like I used to be involved with before IVM. So, you know, they're giving false information, and then on top of that, you know, they're not providers. So just be wary, be careful. That's why I'm saying, like, just get your free consultation, just ask questions from a real provider. Definitely check them out. Also, Cece, for the support system, they put us into, I have my 2 phones running right now, but they have us in Circle, which is like Discord, but it's easier to use. Once you become a patient, you get into that Circle platform where they have a whole entire forum of support. There's thousands. It is the widest support network around a compounded GLP-1 company out there. So you're gonna have a space for PCOS, a space for men, a space for depression and having good days, having bad days. There's a space for diabetes. There's spaces for recipes for, like, protein. What can I do with it? What can I make for it? Health tips, nutrition tips, just like different challenges. Like, there's so much in there that I think that it's so worth it. And also getting that first month membership fee waived is huge. That's a $75 savings. And when you break down the medicine that costs about $99 a day, $99 a month, it breaks down to about $6 to $7 a day. So then you got to look at your financials. Obviously, like, everybody's hurting right now, but think about all the things you spend money on. Think about, how many Apple subscriptions you have, how many streaming services you have, what you're buying at the grocery store that you will no longer buy because this medicine is going to make you not crave it, right? Starbucks, takeout. I eat so much less junk food now because I just don't want it. And I was the junk food queen. Like, there was nobody that ate more junk food than I did. So it's one of those things where I want to just tell you, like, if I can do it, so can you. But it's a chemical makeup, right? Like, this is just something that happens in your brain. So what the compounded GLP-1 does, and the provider can, really explain the science behind it. But what it does is it turns off those hunger cravings. So I get full so fast. I don't want anything. And then, I'm sitting here thinking, like, well, I didn't really eat today. Maybe I should pack in the protein. Hello. So protein oatmeal, protein pancakes, protein bars, protein drinks, protein snacks, protein yogurt. So many different areas where you can get that protein where you need it, because you need a lot of it. And they'll go through that with you, and they'll tell you, like, how much protein you should be taking in. And it's invaluable. All their help is invaluable. There's a message held for review. You are hot. Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely check them out. What kind of GLP-1 did you take? So I've tried compounded tirzepatide and compounded semaglutide. So I can tell you that they both worked for me. They both took away the food noise. I had a little bit more of side effects with the compounded semaglutide, but they do subside. Some of them do go away, and there's other ways to combat them, right? So another thing with IVM is that we have B12, which helps with fat loss, nausea, headaches. It also, what else? There's certain things that are coming out next month that I can't talk about yet, so I don't want to slip up. So I'm just, like, holding myself accountable while I look away. Let's just say that they are very much in the supplement space, and that they also really care about your skin. Okay, so there's different things that are coming out, and there's different things that they have to offer. So it's not just your average compounded GLP-1 company. So definitely keep that in mind. And also, the price point of these medications are astronomical for people who have insurance that don't cover it. So for me personally, I was pre-diabetic. My insurance would not cover the medication for me unless I was a full-blown diabetic. So they wanted me to get sicker before they could help me. Unfortunately, that's just how some insurances work, which sucks. So they said it would be about $1,290 or it's like $1,285 or something like that per month. Like almost $1,300 per month. I don't have that. Like, I don't care who you think I'm on the internet. I don't have that. I feed 7 people in this house. I don't have that kind of money. That's almost as much as my mortgage, So that's just bananas to me. And I ended up getting really lucky finding myself with IVM Health. So they also have payment financing through Klarna. So if you're the type of person that needs to space things out, Klarna is a great way to go. They try so hard to make it feasible for you to achieve your weight loss goals because they actually care, where some of these insurance companies just don't really care. And that sucks, but that's just our present reality. That's just how we live. So, Marissa, you lost over 60 pounds. That's amazing. Due to insurance, you had to switch over to Zepbound. Yeah, so I'm on compounded tirzepatide right now. But I honestly think the compounded semaglutide worked a little better for me. However, again, I had like a little bit more side effect issues with that. But, once you combat the side effect that like might happen to you, then, you're good, you're golden. But these side effects don't happen to everyone. There are so many people that don't even have any. So I suggest that you just get on the call, like book your free consult, ask them all the questions, try it, see if it's for you, talk to your doctor. But this promo is just only gonna last, I think, until tomorrow night. So again, let me bring up another photo that I have here that I like to show because I like to be fully transparent. I lost 20 pounds on my own, a good 20, almost 25 on my own, but I had trouble with plateaus because of my eating habits. And then the compounded GLP-1 really kicked everything into gear for me. And then once we figured out the side effect thing, I'm like, oh, so I can take this medicine. I can be super successful. But look at this. Look at this photo. So last time I showed this photo in a live, there was somebody who said, how deceiving are you? Why would you show a picture of yourself when you were pregnant just to make money? And I'm like, first of all, I don't make money off you guys going to get a free consultation. I don't make money on that. Like, that's between you and the provider. Like, I make money if you sign up. I get like a little bit of a kickback, but I make money as an affiliate to make videos, to go live, to share the company, whatever. But I'm also very much a client and patient first. And I was not pregnant in this photo. I was not pregnant in this photo. And that really, really upset me when that happened the other day. So I stopped showing this photo, but I think it's a good one to show because my stomach literally really did look like I was pregnant. I carried most of my weight. Like, some people will say, oh, you look like you didn't lose much weight. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for, chiming in on your 2 cents. But I carried most of my weight in my thighs. I carried it in my stomach, and I carry it in my hips. Let me just move this. Because people are just so rude. But you can see where the weight loss is in the jiggly, hangy belly. I had 4 babies too. So things are shifting and moving. This used to stick out and it was hard and it was firm. And now I have indentations and I can breathe in and out, and it just doesn't stick out anymore. I don't look 6 months pregnant anymore. People are mean. So it's tough to be on the internet and share a health loss journey when you're bigger and you have my arms are still kind of big and my legs are definitely shrinking, and I feel like my butt is shrinking. But to have eyes on you all the time and to have people think they know your body, it's ridiculous because, again, if you take a look at the picture, right? My stomach doesn't look like that anymore. And I've lost weight since this picture. But they don't care. It's semantics to them, and they just think that I'm pregnant and that's that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna win everybody over, and that's fine. Another thing I've noticed is just jiggles, right? I have jiggly skin under my arm. I'm starting to notice that on my legs too. If I shake my leg, it jiggles. And I'm like, oh, it sucks, but it's a sign of fat loss, So everybody's journey is different. Don't let anybody else tell you that, oh, it's going to be awful. Just try it. If you're thinking about trying it, feel no shame around it. I was more skeptical of side effects, which if that's your thing, I can tell you, try it, because they do subside and things do get better, and you can always take smaller doses. And for some people, smaller doses work better. But the worst part is the court of public opinion, right? What they think of the medicine, what they think it's going to do to your body, that they think you can just do it without it. I couldn't. I just simply could not. I needed help. And I think if we just get rid of the shame surrounding needing help losing weight, everybody could win. I don't know. There's a lot of shame out there. There's also shame that comes from the other side of it too, which I understand, where people are like, hey, I'm fat, which is not a bad word at all, right? And I love myself, and that's great. And that's beautiful. Then don't change. I was unhealthy. My blood work was bad. My triglycerides were high. My cholesterol was high. I was almost a diabetic, right? Like my blood work was unhealthy on paper. So your why needs to be for you, not for anybody else. Maybe it's because your blood work's bad. Maybe it's because you can't lose weight because you have PCOS. Maybe it's because you absolutely just need help. Thank you so much for the gifts. And maybe it's because you just want to try it because maybe it seems easier. Who cares? Who cares? Whatever your reason is, I say try it. So if you go into the link in my bio, you can book your free consult. And you can do that by tapping my, if you go to like my TikTok page, I'll just show you on my TikTok page because some of you might not know. Okay, the Lindsay Taylor. Okay, so I'm caught up on my hair clip. This is on my TikTok page. It looks different on a computer, I know, but right in my bio where it says singer, writer, actor, right underneath that it says tap beacons with an arrow pointing down. So if you tap beacons with the arrow pointing down on a phone, you'll have to get through another filter because my YouTube and my Instagram pops up on the bottom and you just tap beacons again. And this is what it looks like. This is my beacons page. So up here I have a couple other links that you can ignore. And then underneath my contact box, right, where my email is and stuff, the V, this is what you're looking for, that green V. That, you can take a screenshot of this right now if you want to, and you can go back to it after the live. But this is the green V that you need to jump on so that you can sign up for your free consultation. You can start with $0. So definitely do that right now. Book your consultation call, even if it's for tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But just get in there, ask your questions, because there's probably a lot of things that I can't answer that your IVM provider can answer. So definitely maybe make a list of like what your questions are and write them down and just ask away. Is that you? I remember you from 2023. Yes. Hi, Destiny. There's no shame, but therapy and working out are needed as well. 100%. So I didn't do therapy, but for me, I need to work out as well. So I talk about that all the time. I can't just take the medicine and drop weight. Some people can. I can't. I don't have one of those bodies. But with the way that I've been eating because of the medication causing me to have no food noise, changed my flippin' life. Changed my life. It's so hard for me not to swear. You like that? Flippin'? I did a good job. I should get a high five for that. But it changed my life because when I don't crave carbs, fast food, soda, I'm not taking in toxins. So when I'm not taking in toxins and I'm not even aware that I'm doing it, I'm doing good without being aware. If I was aware, I'd be like, ooh, I want that Wendy's, right? Ooh, I want that cookie. But without being aware of it, eliminating toxins changed my skin. It changed everything. It changed my desire. Like I had no more emotional thoughts around food. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I would cry sometimes if I didn't get what I want. I'd be so hungry that I'd be like, oh my God, like, I just want ice cream. Like, seriously, I've cried about food and whatever. That's who I am as a person. I'm a very emotional eater. But it changed that for me. So spend a couple weeks with me and get to know my brain and see what I'm not eating. My ex-husband would tell me when shot day was because I live with him and he sees me, and around day like 8 or 10, say if I didn't hit it, because you're supposed to take it every week, but let's just say I went to like day 8 or day 9, he'd be like, did you miss your shot? Not to be mean, but just because he was noticing that I was reaching in the cabinets for snacks. So this is a shot that you give yourself every week. Again, they give you 2-day free shipping and lots of support, unlimited video calls like this. And that $75 monthly membership fee helps lock in your price of $99 a month for the medication. A lot of people that I know are spending around $300 or $375 or sometimes more for the same medication that they're able to get more affordably through IVM Health. So just something to keep in mind. But yes, I agree that movement also matters. So I'll say this for my body, because I can only speak on my body, not yours. For me, if I drink like 4 of these 40-ounce, bottles of water And if I take in like 6, you know, protein meals that have at least 20 grams of protein, like that's a lot for me too, because I'm like not hungry half the time, and most of the time I'll just eat a yogurt in the morning and I won't eat till dinner, which is bad. So if I take those, you know, 6 protein meals, right, we're talking about maybe getting like 120 grams of protein into my body in a day. Like let's say if I do that and add movement, there we go. So for me, it is to do all 4 at once. So let's just say the only thing that I did was take a compounded GLP-1 medication and nothing else. I wouldn't gain weight, which is wonderful, because I wouldn't be super hungry, which is phenomenal, which is great. It stops the problem for me. But maybe I wouldn't lose a whole bunch. Maybe I would lose it really slowly. Maybe it wouldn't be enough. Maybe I need to, you know, think about what I'm eating. But guess what? You don't have to think about it, because it becomes natural to you. And for me to say that is insane. For me to say that I naturally said no thank you to cookies or McDonald's is whack, because my whole life, I mean, the pictures don't lie. That's what I was like my whole life. Just do keto, way better for you than pumping chemicals. Yeah, that doesn't work for everyone. So I think that in the black shirt, you know, I'm the same size. I'm the same exact size. You're just looking at me in shorts and a tank top. So I actually still wear those jeans, and I'm the same size, give or take like 5 pounds or so. But thank you. Thank you for popping in and being so kind. But yeah, I could go get those jeans and put them on right now and prove you wrong. Anyways, people are so mean. But I absolutely wouldn't lie at all. If I weighed 20 more pounds since that photo, I would tell you I put on 20 more pounds, because I don't give a shit. I'm probably the most transparent person on the planet. I have no reason to lie to you. But I can tell you that I definitely look different in a t-shirt where my arms are covered and in jeans that are tight than I do in shorts and a tank top. Because a lot of my fat is jiggly because I have stretched out skin. And that is what happens with fat loss. So thank you for being here. I love you. I do. Thank you so much. Anyways, that's just the pleasures of, you know, sharing your weight loss journey online. So you can get this medicine by going to my Beacons page, which is just my link in bio. And what you're going to look for is the green V. This is IVM Health. There's the V right there. And on my Beacons page, it's the same logo. That's what you're going to look for. Tell them, Linz. I got no problem telling people. Because listen, at the end of the day, like, I have literally no reason to lie to you, because if I gained weight, I would come here and I would tell you, hey, this medicine didn't work for me and I gained weight. But that's just not the case. Or I would tell you that I'm eating junk food again, and I'm not. So I don't know, whatever. People don't realize how honest some people are. So this is the green V on my Beacons page. And then I would tell you that it's okay, because I'm just going to start my medicine again, and then the food noise will go away again, because I did it already. I've already done that. I've lost weight, and then I've gained weight off the medication. I put on 30 pounds. I got back up to 250 something, and then I lost that weight again. And that was before last July. So I went through like a depression. You could see it on my videos. Like if you go back in my videos, some people don't see it, but when I turn to the side is when you can see it. My stomach looks different from the front than it does from the side. When I was super unhealthy, my stomach protruded forward like it looked like I was pregnant. That's not happening right now. So anyway, but they can kick rocks. This is the V that you're going to look for in my Beacons page if you want to sign up for your free consultation. This is it right here. You're relying on this way too heavy then. No, it's all 4 things. So what I rely on is this medication. See, I can't take a high dose. If I could take a super high dose, then I probably wouldn't have to also work out, and then I probably wouldn't have to also eat healthy, because there are some people that can take a super high dose of this medication and just drop weight. There are some people that can do that, but I don't have one of those bodies. So for me, I'm working out, I'm doing a water increase, right? I'm also eating healthier because the food noise is gone, because that's what this medication does for me, which is the biggest part. It's the biggest part. So it's everything all together, and that's what's made me successful. It's not just one thing. And when you start again, you go back on your shot. No, so I'm consistently on my shot. But when I was in between medications, I got off of compounded semaglutide before I started the compounded tirzepatide. During that time, before last July, I gained 30 pounds. So I've lost it between July and now. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. But anyway. Big rocks. Then you learned nothing, is my point. No, because that's not how bodies work, right? There are some people on this planet, and I know this is really hard to like understand, but I'm gonna try to break it down for you very nicely and very easily. There are some people on this planet who cannot lose weight just by changing their diet and implementing exercise. I know that sounds crazy to you, but let me say it again. There are some people on this planet who cannot lose weight just by simply eating healthier and exercising. Some people need more assistance. Some people need more help than that. Some people have other things going against them like PCOS or diabetes. But this is why we always have to fight like the court of public opinion, right? But we have providers for that. I also work hand in hand with my doctor with that. Even when I lost weight at first, before I started taking the compounded GLP-1, I had a problem with my blood sugar. I had a problem with cholesterol. I had a problem with triglycerides. Now, I can't make medical claims, but what I can tell you is that today, my blood work looks completely different. And I am so much healthier. So much healthier. So for me, it really is those four things: the food, the water, the working out, and the medication. But thank you for coming in here. And I think it's good for people to see this because they don't understand like the hate and the negativity that surrounds it. And they think chemicals and they think, oh, this is bad or whatever. But like I work with my primary care physician with a provider at IVM Health. Like I'm being monitored, right? So I know I'm good. I appreciate you, but everybody is different. Every single human is different. Every blood making system is different. How people lose weight is different. How people build muscle is different. Everybody's different. Yeah, we still have the goldfish. Healthy eating can't just do it sometimes. 100%, 100%. So I did that, right? I did that. Why are your mods muting people for asking questions? I'm not moderating, so I don't know. But I mean, if they're being hateful, they have every right to mute. I don't mind. But anyways, you're relying on a medication, and if you think a doctor won't give you something unsafe, you're wild. Okay, well, that is your opinion, and I appreciate you being here and trying to like debunk what I'm doing, but it's just not gonna work because I know my body, and I've actually lost weight without medication. I've lost weight with medication. I've lost weight, you know, with eating less, with eating more, with vegetables, with fitness. I'm a yoga teacher. I was also a fitness instructor back in the day. So I know my stuff, right? And I know what works and I know what doesn't. But being a pre-diabetic put me in a really unhealthy space. Breastfeeding for so long also caused me to, you couldn't take like when you're nursing, you can't take a cholesterol medication to bring your cholesterol levels down because it's bad for baby, right? So my cholesterol got out of whack. My triglycerides were out of whack. So I started exercising. That helped a little. Started taking the compounded GLP-1 and holy crap, it was this perfect storm of bliss and it works for me. It works for me. It's not for everyone, and it doesn't need to be for you, but it does work for me. So thank you. It's like that, but it's compounded. So it's a compounded version of tirzepatide. Okay. So I'm not pushing it on anyone. Not at all. If you don't want it, that's great. You can scroll on. You don't have to be here. But if people want it, and if there are people out there like I was, saying, hey, I need help to lose weight because eating healthy and exercising isn't working for me anymore, especially when you hit that perimenopausal state. Like there's so many things working against me, being a pre-diabetic, like, hey, I need help. And I always come here to talk about the shame around the medication that shouldn't be there. So thank you for being an exact example of everything that I stand against. I appreciate you being here, but you can exit stage left. I love IVM Health and I love being an affiliate and I love sharing this because this does work for people. It's definitely okay if you're monitored, especially if you're following up with your provider calls and your doctor. So don't even worry about that. Some people just can't stand that some people need medication to lose weight. It's Ridiculous. But anyway, you can get there by going to my link in bio, which is beacons.ai/Lindsay, which is just in my TikTok page. Like you'll see, you tap my head or you tap my bio space, tap my head again, and it just says beacons, right? That's my landing page, which will bring you here. So then when you scroll up and scroll through, when you get through the text block right here, that's my contact information. Right here, that green V, that's IVM Health. That's what you want to. Do they ship to Canada? I'm not sure. I think it might be US only. I'm not sure. But right here, tap that green V. Takes about 2 minutes to qualify. And then once you've qualified, you can then book your free consult call and you can ask all of your skeptical questions and you can talk about it and see if this is for you. And if you don't want it, you don't have to do that either. You're beautiful just the way that you are, just like I said in the beginning of this live stream. Science is hard, I know. I know. We can go ahead and block. I needed help, and you sharing your story gave me the strength to do IVM. Listen, some people need the help. Some people need it. Some people don't. It doesn't matter. Thank you for saying that, because I know it takes a lot of courage to admit that, because it took me a long time to even post this video because I was so afraid that people were going to make fun of my older body, right? And that's just how people are on the internet, but screw it. I'm glad that I inspired you to take control of your life, and hopefully it's transformative. It was for me, and it still is. Can I ask how much you lost in a... Yeah, so this round, like, it's always confusing because I started and stopped and then started and stopped, right? So I've lost a total of 45 pounds so far. But 30 of that, right, I had gained back and then lost again. So I'm still in my during. So I say before and during because I'm still going through it. I still have another 40 to 50 pounds that I would like to lose. And for me, I can tell you that I lost that 30 pounds since last July, and it's mostly in the stomach and hips. Does it have the B12? So I added it to mine. I think that another thing you can talk to the provider about, they also have like B12 injections separately. So they have multiple options. I love B12. I'm a big fan. I also have that. I've followed you since 2021. I've watched your journey. Great work. Thank you so much for being here and saying something. I appreciate you. They do ship to Canada. I sent an email and they already responded. See that? That's great. Cece, I didn't know that. Thank you for checking out, because I looked and I tried to put my information in, and I like tried to look for another country option and I couldn't see it, but I was doing it on a live last night. Any side effects? Yes. So for me, with compounded semaglutide, I had a little bit more than I did with compounded tirzepatide, but they both worked. You know, they both worked for me. But there's different things we can do to combat those side effects, right? And some of them do subside after like a month or two. But for me, the biggest one was constipation. And that was really scary. And I was super embarrassed, but I had to call in. And luckily we have these free meetings where we can just be like, hey, I need a virtual visit. I need a virtual visit. Anytime that they have their business office hours open, we can do that and get somebody on the phone like this, like in a virtual call, right on your phone. And you can just be like, I'm constipated and I want to increase my dose, but I can't increase my dose if I can't poop and I am having problems. And what do I do? So for me, it was, I wasn't hydrated enough. I wasn't drinking enough water. I also wasn't taking in enough protein because I was not hungry at all. Like I literally didn't even want to eat. So I needed to force myself to take protein, and then I found that, wow, that actually helped with nausea. And then on top of that, just increasing my fiber, and everything worked lovely. I also didn't have magnesium on board, and now I do. So thanks to these providers, I was able to just like fix that right away. However, I have way less side effects on the compounded tirzepatide, but I think the compounded semaglutide worked better for me. Again, everybody is different, and everybody will have a different experience. I have a couple friends who have zero side effects and they can take either medication. So it's really different. I would say that the hardest part for me was actually taking the medicine. I was scared to do it. I was so afraid of side effects. I was so scared of like, you know, how I was going to feel or what was going to happen. So I tried to take like baby doses, and that wasn't good either. So listen to your providers, do what they say, because the dosing is way different between the different medications as well. So I was trying to like keep it the same, and yeah, there's doctors for that, there's providers for that. Yes, magnesium sulfate is great. Also magnesium citrate. It really just depends. How much is it? Sorry, I missed it. No worries. So right now we're offering your first $75 monthly membership for free. And then on top of that, your medication is about $99 a month, which breaks down to about $6 to $7 a day, which is kind of equivalent to a Starbucks coffee, or maybe you drink soda, maybe cutting the soda out, maybe fast food, maybe cutting the fast food out, because once the food noise is gone, see, people think that they can't budget for this, but they don't realize what that food noise being gone is going to feel like. And once they do that, and once they start realizing like, oh my gosh, I'm not craving any of these things, I'm not buying any of these things, wow, they end up saving more money, which is crazy. But they don't think about it at first, because at first it's like, oh, I don't have the money for this. This doesn't fit in my budget. My meal budget is X amount of dollars. And I'm like, cool, look at your Apple subscriptions. What are you paying for that you don't need? How many streaming services do you have? Do you really need all of those? Do your kids have any things on their devices that you're paying monthly for that they no longer use? I was able to find a bunch of stuff that I could, justify the cost for. But then some people just don't have the money, right? Some people just can't afford that. Like point blank, they're maxed out. We also have Klarna, so we have financing available as well. What provider did you go through? So I'm with IVM Health. Add up all the Starbucks, for real. So this is the company, IVM Health. If you go to my Beacons page, which is my link in bio, I will show you. So right here, I have my handy dandy laptop. I know it looks different on a computer, but in my bio, it says right here, tap Beacons, and then it has like an arrow pointing down. So you can just click on the Beacons link, and on a phone, my Instagram and YouTube come up, but just tap Beacons. Once you tap the Beacons link, it brings you here, and you see this. This is my link in bio. It's just a picture of me on top of a roof in Los Angeles laughing at the photographer because he was really funny. You scroll down past these 3 links, past my text block where I have my email. Right under that is the V. That's the green V. You want to tap right there. Do it right now. You want to tap that. It's free to get your consultation. It costs nothing. So just go there, fill out your information. I think it takes about 2 minutes to qualify. And then you get to book your consultation. That's a $50 value for free, like right away. So you can just go sign up and you can book it right now. You can book it for tomorrow. You can book it right away. And then you can get that $75 off, like your first monthly membership fee. Try the medicine. You get your medicine shipped in 2 days. And then you get entered into our huge, giant community of thousands of people where they're all talking about it, going through it, supporting one another. It's amazing. And then also the unlimited provider calls, and then all of the other things that IVM has to offer with the B12, with skin stuff, all these different supplements that they're going to start rolling out. Like there's a lot coming up with IVM, and I trust them. After being with 2 other companies and dealing with, the med spa side of things, which was really beautiful, but it just wasn't for me because, I needed more support and I didn't want to drive an hour. And then I had another company that was just terrible. It was email based only. There was no support. I had no provider looking at my blood work, or, there was one time where I had a side effect where they were like, nope, you can't take this medicine until you're cleared by your provider, which I thought was awesome because so many of these other companies are like, we don't care. We just want your money and just take the medicine. IVM's not like that. They have integrity and they lead with it. I had my appointment this morning and it's already arriving tomorrow. Thank you, Tracy, for jumping in and saying that. That's great. I'm very happy for you. Amanda, you unpinned something. Did I miss it, or was it Tracy's comment? Tracy, I'm super excited for you. I hope this transforms your brain in the way that it has for me. Like, just after day 2, like, I'll tell you this. Day 1, I was a little bit nauseous and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be locked into this nauseous feeling. Didn't get locked in. But here's the tip. When you take your first injection, always take it the same day. Try to do it around like the same time of day and in the same area, but like maybe your left thigh, maybe then your right thigh, maybe you switch off week to week, right? I like my outer upper thigh, but here's the tip. Make sure that after you take your shot, that you eat something that's protein, like a chicken breast or a protein shake or something like that. Because having protein in your body as the medicine starts to creep in makes you feel better. I've noticed that a lot of people are suggesting that too, so it can't be just me. I've noticed that through trial and error, and that really helps me. And then also, the day after, sometimes I notice, like day 2, I notice that I'll feel worse than I did day 1. So the side effects like will kick in day 2, but then like day 3, I'm like, oh, I'm good. And they were slight. So I feel like it's different for everyone, but if you're gonna feel anything, protein is often the key, and water, 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 water. Drink more water. Even when you're full, drink more water. Those are my tips. I'm so excited for you. I think that once you realize you're not craving some of the things that, you know, are unhealthy that you always want, like pasta, potatoes, cookies, cake, it's gonna change your brain and you're gonna be really excited about it. Hi, Charles, I see you. I'm scrolling through these messages. Sorry. Thank you for the heart me thing. Fixing to do it now. Yeah, cool, Desiree. I hope that you're as happy with them as I am. I really love them. I think they're great. Yes, that's what my provider suggested. Glad we're all on the same page. Charles, how are you? I love you. Does it make you feel jittery, like, or speed rush? No, not at all. Not at all. But then again, I have ADHD, right? So I have ADHD medicine that I take, and that doesn't even make me feel jittery or speed rushed. I can also have like 6 coffees and I don't feel that way. I'm just a naturally energetic person, and I always talk like 1,000 miles a minute, especially if I'm like focused and I know what I'm talking about. But no, the medicine itself, I never felt any sort of, if anything, I think compounded semaglutide made me a little tired. So I needed the coffee and I needed my Adderall to wake me up. But no, not for me. But everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. So what I say no to, somebody else might say yes to. Hey, Brandy. Just pay attention to your body and talk to your providers. Does the dosage increase change the price of the medication? No, so when you start, she texts 1,000 sentences a minute too. I do, I'm not like a paragraph texter. I'm like bullet sentence, 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 blurb, sentence. I don't know, I just text like that. Anybody else? Like, he really gets on me for that. I feel like it's just my brain unloading thoughts. I don't know why he gets annoyed. Maybe because it goes ding, 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 turn your notifications off. I love you. What was the question? Does the dosage increase the price of the medication? So no, when you start out and you're a new patient of IVMs, whatever like if you're on another medication and you're coming in, you'll stay on that dose and that doesn't change. And after your 3-month trial period, like you'll talk to your provider and work out what works for you. But I haven't had any changes. So I think that this company is very different than others. Definitely talk to the provider, get your clarity, like ask them everything, ask them all of that, because I might not know everything. So definitely just ask them. I'd rather have that than miss something. Thank you, Amanda. I do multiple texts, 1 per sentence normally. Thank you, Tom. Then again, that doesn't help us because we're both autistic, so I can't. I don't know, Charles. Maybe us neurodivergent kids just need to text that way. P.S. You did a great job on Cheer Choice Awards directing. Thank you so much. I feel like that director title, like I don't have, but it's really sweet. I feel like we just kind of helped people. You know, we wrote, we produced, we directed a little bit, but we don't carry that title. But thank you. I feel like it was a lot of fun and it's crazy. And it's sad when we go home and we're no longer with our friends. What are you on about? Same thing I'm always on about. Just changing people's lives over here, offering them different ways of looking at compounded GLP-1s. We have how much time left? We got a couple minutes left. What's your question? It is the one and only Lindsay Taylor in the flesh. Hey, hey, hey. What's your question, soccer boy? I'm just here to open minds. And pay bills, apparently. I'm getting reminders I gotta pay bills. Why am I so gorgeous? Why are you so kind? Thank you. What compounded GLP-1 are you on? So right now I'm on compounded tirzepatide, but I've been on both compounded semaglutide and compounded tirzepatide. And I feel like sometimes the compounded semaglutide works better, but I had less side effects with the compounded tirzepatide, if that helps. I think they're both great medications. Did you do 30 minutes right away, or did you have to work your way up on the hoop? Oh, so sidebar, sorry, IVM, I just have to answer this. I actually started doing 5 minutes with the hoop at first because 30 minutes was too much. So for me, I did 5, and then I think I got to like 10, and then 15. And then after I handled 15, 20 minutes, I was fine. I could go for 30 or 40 minutes. So definitely go slow if you need to. Soccer boy, what's your quick question? I haven't seen it yet. Can I ask, did you find a girlfriend? No, I'm not looking. I feel like it's, our time's up. Guess I can't answer your question. It's been an hour, sorry. No, I'm not looking. I'm not seeking a relationship. I'm still married to my husband and I'm not seeking. Lindsay, I need your help with doing a TikTok shop videos. I got 14 days to do your first one. Brandy, you got 14 days. All you got to do is say, hey, so this is the product and I like it. Or, hey, this is the product and I don't like it and here's why. That's it. You don't need help with that. Get it done. Just get it done. The scariest part is doing your first one. When was the last time you kissed a girl? Vegas. Y'all are weird. Okay. Hey girl, I've lost 110 pounds on the compound. That's amazing, Rachel. Congratulations. That's huge. I can't wait till I can say that. I feel like right now I'm like, I've lost 45, 46 pounds. Someday I'm going to be able to say 80. Like that's my goal. So that's why I say this is my before and during. Oh, Charlie. Beacons page. Yes, my Beacons link. I sent my question. Let me know if you can see it. It must have been filtered. I can't see it. Do you need insurance to qualify? My insurance will not cover anything. Nope, mine didn't either. That's why we went through IVM Health instead. So again, to get there to my Beacons page, you have to tap through. Let me just show you on my phone because I don't need this one anymore. I'm going to sign off this one, you guys. I'm going to be on my TikTok if you want to continue the conversation over there. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next time.